Good morning, Facebook. Hello, Facebook. July 5th. Monday, July 5th, 3-day holiday weekend. And I have some bad news because something is coming to an end, unfortunately. I'll talk about that in just a moment. So I sound check here. Let's see if we are live and can hear. My initial sound check worked. So let's see. Yep, there we go. Sound is on. Good morning, everybody tuning in. Notifications out. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, joining in. If you're tuning in live, drop a comment, hashtag live. If it's on the replay, hashtag replay. It is Monday morning, just before 9 a.m., July 5th. It's going to be a beautiful day out. We're going to have another busy day here at the restaurant. We were busy yesterday. We were only open until 5 o'clock yesterday. That was our 5 o'clock was our last seating, really. And I'm sorry we turned away a ton of people last night. My staff was very happy. They got to go home, do fireworks, and do that all kinds of stuff. So my staff was very happy. They got out of here about 5:30, 6 o'clock the latest. Sorry if you were any of those ones that we turned away. We literally probably turned away 30 plus people after 5:30, so sorry about that. Typically we're not busy on July 4th. It slows down like 6-7 o'clock. Historically it slows down, so that's why we've and some of the couple years previous, like 3 years ago, we actually closed on July 4th. We didn't even open. Just because it's typically a day that everybody's out barbecuing and they do fireworks at night and they don't stay late, so I guess things are changing a little bit. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, Chris. Hello, Hillary. Let's see. Got a bunch of people joining in, about 15 viewers now, men mounting. Always get good viewers on days off, holidays and stuff like that. So I would have been on earlier, but I was being lazy this morning. Because I do like to go on early. I like to go on about 7 o'clock on weekdays. When I'm in the office. Who else is on? Woodburn. Chris is in Woodburn. All right, so good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Mary. So what's coming to an end? What is coming to an end? This is sad for us. Like, this is really sad for that this is coming to an end. So it's July 5th today. The governor's mandate ends on allowing us to sell out restaurants to sell alcohol to go. Today is the last day for that. No longer after today are we allowed to sell cocktails to go, bottles of wine to go, things like that. And what's happened is the liquor authority is in favor of keeping this permanently. They put a bill up to pass a bill because it's not the liquor authority's decision to do this. It has to be made into a law. And so they put a bill in front of our legislators, our state legislators, and they voted it down to keep allowing restaurants to do this. I'm not sure why Cuomo didn't extend the mandate a little more if the liquor authority is in favor of it. The liquor authority says this is a good thing for restaurants to be able to do, and if it's done right, it's win-win. I don't want to become a liquor store inside, but however, we did sell a lot of bottles of wine since the pandemic started to go. A lot of bottles of booze, a lot of cocktails. For us, that was key to helping us get by, and it still is part of our revenue up until today that we rely upon. Retailers had their best year ever in the retailers as far as wine shops. They had their best year ever, but really it's the Retailers Association that has a stronghold on our legislators to not let this go through. And I don't want to be a wine shop, but if they simply said, okay, you know what, let restaurants do 10% of their overall sales with alcohol to go, I'd be happy with that. So if a restaurant did $1 million, you could do $100,000 in to-go booze, bottles of wines. I'd be totally happy with that. I think an extra $100,000 on $1 million would be a beautiful thing for a restaurant to have, any restaurant to have. I would just love $50,000 on an extra $1 million in a million. I'd love an extra $50,000 on $1 million per $1 million in sales. I would love that. So it offers a convenience for you walking into a restaurant and getting a steak dinner to go or something, and then being able just to just to be able to save you a trip to the store. So I think a lot of people did take advantage of it with us. Some restaurants didn't do. Some restaurants didn't take advantage. If you've been in the restaurant, you see that we basically opened up a market inside, and we're still selling a lot of things, folks. It's died down a little bit, but we're still selling a lot of things. We have so many intricate specialty things, like our canned tuna from pole caught, line caught tuna from the Pacific Northwest, the Nutiva version of Nutella, which is dairy free and no funky stuff in it. We sell a lot of that, which is a lot of really cool things, especially items that we sell, health food items that we sell, that people are still seeking. Our wild salmon, our grass-fed strip steaks, ribeye steaks, things like that people are still like, yes, we want. So we plan on still continuing to retail certain market items like that. That's not going to go away with us. You'll always be able to walk in and buy 6 fillets of wild frozen salmon to take home and put in your freezer. So you'll always be able to do that. So don't worry about that. Honestly, we like being able to bring a drink home when we were taking out. Yeah, Petra says that. Absolutely. It's just such a convenience, right? Especially if there's a lot of folks just don't have a full bar at home, and if you feel like a Manhattan or a margarita or a mojito or whatever kind of drink, especially drink, for you to go to the store and buy all these bottles and have them at home, sometimes just doesn't work for people. So just be able to say, hey, you know what? I'll just go grab some Mexican food or some whatever food and, get a cocktail or two to take home, the same cocktail you would enjoy in the restaurant. It's a huge, huge, huge advantage for you, the consumer, and for us, the restaurant owners, restaurant operators. It's a huge advantage. So hopefully it'll go back through. But of course, they're on break right now, our state legislators. But hopefully it'll go back through in a better, well-written bill and resurface. And because the Liquor Authority, I don't believe, is going to give up on this, from what I understand. So, and restaurants don't want to give up on it as well on doing this. So hopefully they'll plan something to make this feasible. And even if it's an extra fee that we have to pay as restaurant owners, I don't mind paying an extra fee. Saying, okay, we're going to give you an option of, so right now there's 2 types of licenses, an on-premise and an off-premise. So off-premise means you buy the alcohol and you take it to go off-premise. On-premise, which is like a restaurant, a bar, catering halls, these on-premise licenses, you buy the alcohol and you consume it on the premise you bought it. So on-premise, off-premise. So I would even say, if it's a $400, $500 fee extra every year for us to have a hybrid license, I would pay for it. I would totally pay to have that flexibility to be able to send products out the door. So I don't know how the bill was written. I didn't read it. But I just know it didn't pass because the Retailers Association is like, no, that's ours. But if they offered a different type of license for restaurants, I would actually pay extra for it, totally pay extra for it to give you the convenience of doing that, and us to be the added revenue. It was such a boost of revenue. So that's what's ending today, folks. Unfortunately, that is ending today. I don't know if Cuomo can say, you know what, last minute here, I'll extend that for 30 or 60 or 90 more days to give restaurants an additional break of what's happened already. That would make sense, since we just fully opened up, right? A month or so ago, right? 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. I don't even know how long ago it was. But it would be nice just to have the restaurants be able to ride that out for the rest of the summer or something. Somebody like people like us that took advantage of it, we're sitting on $60,000 in inventory right now. We stocked up. When we found wine we liked, and we got a good deal on it, we would buy 25 cases at a clip of some of this wine. That's why we're able to do that ribeye steak deal for those bottles of wine that you get with it. And that ends today, the 2 ribeyes. But literally, one of those wines that we're selling in there wholesaled for $16 a bottle, which means it retailed for $25 in the store. And we were putting it in that bundle with 2 ribeye steaks and a bottle of wine for $34.99. That's a no-brainer. That's like people that taste this wine are like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing wine, and you get it with 2 steaks. It's literally to walk into a retail store pre-COVID, you were paying $25 a bottle for that. In a liquor store, in a restaurant, that'd be a $45 to $50 bottle of wine and you're getting 2 ribeyes to go with it for $34.99. So we took full advantage of being able to sell alcohol to go, and we went deep. We bought really deep discounts, or a lot of cases to get good discounts to create amazing values for everybody. But now we're sitting on all this wine, and we're kind of stuck with it. And we've been slowing down on our purchasing of wine. We've been very conscious and not purchasing like we were. But there were literally many weeks during the pandemic that we were buying 15 to 25 cases a week of wine, because that's how much we were selling walking out the door. And that's not including cocktails, that's not including beer, that's not including bottles of booze like vodka and stuff like that we were selling. So for us, major. Some restaurants never took advantage of it, and I don't know why. Even I spoke to some restaurant owners that I know, I'm like, put out a rack, do some retail, let people see it. Let people, people see it, they're going to buy it. But you got to give them a good price. You got to give them, you can't charge your full restaurant price. And some restaurants just couldn't grasp that concept, and they didn't pivot. And for us, it was literally over 25% of our business last year was to-go food. Not to-go food. Market food like salmon, steaks, canned tuna, chocolate raisins, olive oils, things like that, produce, and the wine was over 25% of our business from March until the end of the year 2020. So for us, it was amazing. That's it, folks. Have an amazing day today. I have some work to do here in the office. I'm trying to go for a nice bike ride. Jamie and I are going to Jamestown the next 2 days. We leave tomorrow to watch Justin play baseball up there. Tonight is our champagne, oysters, and scallops in the garden, and we are sold out. Sorry about that. If you want to call and get on a waiting list, you can, but basically we're sold out. It's $49 for amazing New York, quote-unquote, champagnes, Method Champenoise from New York. New York is leading the way in making some really amazing champagne-style sparkles, bubbles. New York is just really kicking butt on that. Some of our sparklers are beating out French champagnes in Champagne, France. Places like Sparkling Point, Pomanac, which we're serving tonight. Sparkling Point we're serving tonight. Damiani's Brut, their Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, and Chardonnay blend of sparkling wine is amazing. Herman Weaver makes a Riesling. Ravines makes a Blanc de Blanc, and they also are just now currently releasing a Riesling True Method Champenoise. So these are half the price of champagnes from France, and the quality is astonishing. I mean, these wines are getting 92, 93, 94 points, 95 points. These sparkling Method Champenoises here from New York. So we're doing a whole dinner tonight in the garden with oysters. I'm shucking oysters, doing scallops, and we are rocking and rolling with 4 New York champagnes. Jamie and I have been traveling. I don't want to say extensively. We've been doing a lot of good traveling through the Finger Lakes and through Long Island, and handpicking out a lot of wines, and bringing them back to the restaurant. That was part of our deal of making our list unique. Some of these wines are not available through distributors, and some of these vineyards do not distribute. So if one vineyard if they make 10 wines, the distributor might only pick up 4 or 5 wines. And if there's wines at the vineyard that because they don't pick them up because there's not enough production of it. So there would be no sense in if a vineyard made, 50 cases or 100 cases of a particular wine. They want to sell them all at the vineyard for retail pricing. They don't want to send it to a distributor and knock the price down. So we're able to find, we got this Muscat Atenel from McGregor, that very, very limited production, extremely 400 bottles, and they wholesaled it. They wholesaled it to us, a case of it when we were up there last week. So we brought that in. Other restaurants don't have that. So there's a lot of things, like the Ravines Blanc de Blanc was not available through distributor. So that's really cool. Chris is saying, when's the last day? Chris, today is the last day. Today's the last day, July 5th. It ends today, unfortunately. The wine, liquor, booze to go to restaurant ends today. Hopefully they'll get revisited, and we'll have some kind of structured law to help us do that, even if it's a hybrid type license from the liquor authority, something to make that happen. So if you see a state representative and you're for this, let them know this. Let them know if that it's a good thing for consumers. to be able to safely, responsibly do this. I mean, if you think about restaurants that would do this, and let's just say that they created a hybrid license and it was $500 more a year to go. I would pay for it, and I know thousands of other restaurants would pay $500 extra a year. I think if it came down to that, I think that the state legislators would be like, "Oh, you mean we can make money off of this?" And that's a different story if there's money involved in it. So, as long as the retailers don't pay them to not pass it. So the Retailer Association. So that's the story with that, folks. And again, I don't want to be a wine shop. I just want to give you the option to have some cocktails to go or a bottle of wine to go. Give me a small percentage, 10% of my overall sales. And I'm more than happy. I will pay the $500 extra a year if that's what the case is. So, yep. All right, everybody. I've got to get going. Chris, if you're still on, I shot you a text message. Hopefully we can connect this morning at some point. And that is it, folks. Got to get to work, get on a bike ride, enjoy part of the day, and then start shucking oysters tonight. Everybody have an amazing day, and we will see you soon.